And it looks like we are live. So, yeah, we are back in Elite Dangerous. And to put it mildly, I've been somewhat busy in this game of late. Um, Doing something that, well, I never thought I would ever find myself doing in this. And it all started a week ago. In fact, it really sort of like built up from something that happened, I think it must be at least a week before then. So, bit of a story behind this one. So, yeah, hope you are sitting comfortably. Um, so, it was about a month ago, it may have even been longer than that. I posted something in the bulletin board of the squadron, and it was completely legit. I meant what I said, which was that I was quite happy to give away a Panzer Clipper to anyone in the squadron who didn't have one and wanted one. Um, Now, obviously, I couldn't actually give away the ship. You can't just give players ships and that. So, what I was going to do was give them the credits to go and buy one and fully outfit it. And I was going to make sure that they would be able to fully outfit it. So, effectively, it was I was giving away 1 billion credits to anyone who wanted it, providing they were going to use it to buy and outfit a Panzer Clipper. The first reply that I got was from Commander Wiseass, who's, I mean, he crops up fairly often, usually around the weekends, because I think he's in a completely different time zone to everyone else in the squadron. So, yeah, he rarely sort of gets the chance to show up in game at the same time as the rest of us. Um, when all was cool, good to see you back. Well, I'm glad someone thinks so. There are plenty who wouldn't agree with that, but still. Anyway, so he left a comment, and it was quite understandable. And he was basically asking, why the fuck are you doing this? Um, and then he clearly had an idea of his own. It was like, are you planning on doing colonisation? And you're giving away Panther Clippers for people so they can help out with it. Um, and I was completely honest in my reply, which was no, I got no interest in colonisation at all. The only reason why I wrote that post was because I was absolutely off my tits on painkillers at the time, and I thought it sounded like a good idea. But I did stick with it. I saw what I wrote, and I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Um, but it turned out only one person in the squadron actually took me up on the offer. That was Mick DC, and if he doesn't arrive during the stream, I'm sure he'll watch this on the playback. Um, I think he thought it was a bit of a joke at first. So I'm pretty sure when he replied, he said, "Well, if this is legit, yeah, I'll definitely take one." And yeah, it was legit. I gave him the billion. He went and got himself a Panzer Clipper, outfitted it, and that's as far as I was concerned. That was the end of it. But I kept thinking about what Wisehouse had said about using them for colonisation. Now, I really hadn't been all that interested in colonisation at all. But the more I was thinking about it, I thought, well, shall I give it a go? I mean, I was just wandering around in the game, not really doing a great deal. This at least would give me some sort of target to aim at. And, all right, my enthusiasm for it was not great. But I thought, okay, you're right, yeah, we'll give it a go. So that's what I did. The first part was finding a system which proved to be a real bloody headache. So again, I asked the the squadron, look, if you find any system that you think would be half decent, let us know the name of it, and I'll go and check it out and whatever. Again, Mick DC was the only one who actually did that, and he found two systems that particularly stood out. One, I can't remember the name of the first one. It was a Hipparcos system, and it looked pretty good. And then a couple of days later, he found another, and this one looked great. So much so that that is the system I ended up taking. So yeah, I am well into doing the colonisation. We are not in that system at the moment, but we are going to be heading there. The reason we're in this particular system is that there are 4 constructions currently underway, and I am here to get at these various parts here, and this will finish one of the constructions that's underway. Now I do have to be a bit careful here because I'm carrying battle weapons and combat stabilizers. They are illegal in this system we're in. They're also illegal in the system that I am colonising. So yeah, we've got to try and avoid fines. I think that could be easier said than done. So we've got 4 jumps ahead of us before we arrive in our system. So let's get on the way and see how we do. I'll also point out now I haven't got the second screen set up, so, because, well, I can minimise this game without it crashing the desktop, unlike Train Simulator Classic. So I figured, yeah, we'll just use the one screen this time. I can always easily minimise the screen here and see what's being said. Grab a few merits while we're here. There we go. And I'm less than 400 merits away from my next rank in power play, but I don't get the chance to get too many of them. One thing I certainly plan on doing is bringing the power that I am pledged to, and several other players within the squadron are also pledged to that same power, bringing them over to our system. That's going to take a bit of doing, but I think it would be worth it.
Facility boundary exceeded. Please take care.
I think pretty much every system that we'll be going through in order to get back to our own has already been mapped, or scanned I should say. I haven't mapped every planet, I'm not going to be doing that. So yeah, it's not going to take us too long to get back to the home system as it now is. Certainly not much to scan here, even if I did need to. Okay, so next jump is the one that takes us into our system, the Rigo SJ-I D9-67. I'm heading straight to one of the construction sites. There are 4 that are going on at the moment. 3 of them are on a planet's surface. This one we're going to is an orbiting one. But yeah, I'm bringing in everything that's needed to finish that build off. So here we are, and yeah, we are carrying illegal cargo. So I'm 90% certain the battle weapons are considered illegal in this system, but the combat stabilizers, yeah, I'm absolutely certain they are. It is not the first time I've had to bring combat stabilizers in for one of the builds here. So this construction site is for an orbiting military installation. Once this is complete, it will bring the security level of this system out of the minuses where they have been ever since we first claimed the system. But it also unlocks a slew of features in various other sort of dockable areas. We'll go through it all once we've landed, and hope like hell that we can land without being scanned. So, I mean, it's not like the fine that I'll get is going to really kill me. I am down to my last 49.3 billion, but you know, I don't know if I'd be able to you know, withstand a hefty fine for carrying the illegal goods. So yeah, here is the Budine Relay construction site. That Mamba was certainly planning on interdicting me, but he's left it a bit late. So much so that I'm not actually sure he'll bother. But it'll be handy if he does, because he will catch attention. And these other... he's bugging off. So all of these security ships here won't bother scanning me. So I need to get this done a bit sharpish. That's not what I wanted. I don't think I'm going to do this quickly enough. Especially if I keep doing that. So here comes the fine. Oh, hang on. We're all clear. Oh yeah, it's not showing as illegal here. Oh, that's handy. Well, I didn't even see that. Alright, so, yeah, this is what is required here, and as you can see, I brought everything, so we'll transfer it all. You make a profit on every single item you bring here. You're not giving stuff away, you are selling it. But there we go. Construction is now complete. So, yeah, Budine Relay is now set. So I have get rid of those, it's telling us that it's all been done. Now we've got the message saying the structure is detected. So it is right here. Let's go and take a look. There's not a great deal that we can actually do at these structures because, yeah, you can't land on them or anything. But nevertheless, they do, yeah, provide a service. So let's take a look then at what has actually been done in this system so far. So that's the one that I've just completed. So yeah, butane relay there, and yeah, all it's done, well, all it's showing that it's done here is raise the security levels quite considerably. So we have this thing here. To be honest, I can't remember what all of these things are. I think this is a communications relay. This one here, yeah, I don't remember that at all. This here I do remember is a space farm. This here is a extraction installation. But say, yeah, the installations are like, you know, the least important things. The most important things are the docking stations, the outposts, and the surface settlements. So yeah, we have MIC-DC laboratories. Then we have, yeah, this is the primary station, Fortress Lukozer. And if that wasn't enough, we have Lukozer Central. I have not plastered my name absolutely everywhere in this system. Those are the only two to actually feature my name here. As far as surface settlements, so yeah, the Whining Forum. This is a it's a tourist site. I thought I would name it after something that I, you know, really do associate with frontier developments. So the Whining Forum won by a landslide. This is a military base, or military settlement, I should say. This one here, I can't actually remember what I put here. Oh yes, it's a large bio-research settlement. Now the three on this planet here, these three are all incomplete. So you got these two, they look like they're right next door to each other. They're almost a megameter apart. But yeah, so this is a medium-sized industrial settlement. This is a medium mining settlement. So everything that's been brought into these two, that's MIC-DC that's brought those in. And then the third one is this one here. This is New Southend Not on Sea. As you can see, nothing's been done here. This is a large planetary. Yeah, it's a large, you know, planet spaceport. It needs a huge amount of commodities, not just like different quantities, but also like, you know, the sheer amount of each one. I mean, steel, it needs near enough 61,000. CMM composites, which we can't get in this system. It needs, you know, over 40,500. It's, yeah, it's a huge undertaking. This is very much a long-term thing. We know we're not going to be building this, you know, in a hurry. Although, I mean, the asteroid base here, which became Lukozer Central, between me and MIC-DC, we got this built in just over 24 hours. And that's not, you know, us playing 24 hours straight. It was, I think it was a couple of sessions for him, and it was 3 sessions for me, and we got it done. So once you start really getting into, you know, building these things and setting them up, it's actually quite surprising just how quickly you can get all this stuff actually built. I'm sure there were other surface ports that we have. Yeah, here. So here, this is, yep, So this is another, I think this is a medium-sized mining settlement. I keep saying installation, it's not an installation, it is a settlement. And then finally this one, yeah, right down here, that's another, that's actually a industrial one, even though the name would suggest it's like, you know, a bio research one, but no, that is an industrial. And this orbiting one here, yeah, that's a medical installation. So yeah, I think in total we've got something like 17, now 18 that have been like fully built. And we do, yeah, so we still have 3 that are still in the process of being built. Let's have a look here. Mick DC is right here. Popping in for a bit before I have to go out. I was just going to say that is handy. I think Renee might have been the medical facility. Soft band, good to see you're still going. You played this game, so I don't have to. I was C64 Elite and Amiga Elite, never had time to get into Elite Dangerous, but enjoy the lore and gameplay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, when it comes to the original Elite, yeah, I was C64 and Amiga. I preferred the Amiga version. The C64 version was, I mean, it was playable, certainly, but it was the worst of the 8-bit versions. Purely because, yeah, the 64 wasn't great at handling the vectors that it used. Anyway, let's head over to yeah, the main docking station here then, which is Fortress Lukozer. I'll do one more like commodities run so you can see just what is involved. It's not the most riveting gameplay, I'll freely admit, but what did I do now? But when you're playing the game and you are trying to get, you know, everything up and running for the colony, it is quite surprising how much it does really spur you on to keep going. If you were looking at doing this purely for credit gain, it's nothing. Even though you do earn credits on every commodity that you bring, you know, to use at the construction site. So yeah, you do earn credits from it, but that's not the reason for doing it. You want to see the settlement sort of, well, become a fully fledged populated system, and of course my intention with it is to make sure that it has the maximum benefit for not just me, but for the entire squadron. So, for example, there are hazardous extraction sites here, so if you want to be going after, you know, bounties, you've got plenty of places to go. There's at least 4 hazardous extraction sites. If you're doing mining, this system has pristine reserves. There are plenty of ring systems. One of them is a metallic ring, and within that metallic ring there is a platinum hotspot, so it's ideal for mining. There are biological signals here if you want to do exobiology. One of the moons has 7 different exobiology signals on it, so yeah, you're going to do all right for, you know, out of that one. And once we've got, like, you know, a good amount of Odyssey settlements built, then obviously, yeah, you know, you're going to get plenty of missions to those settlements. There is an anarchy faction that is present in this system, so I'm hoping that they will take control of, you know, 2 or 3 of the surface settlements that are being built here. And even if they don't, we can always try manipulating events here so that we can yeah, make it happen. So in the same way that we can manipulate things so that the Emperor's power actually has a presence here, so we can be earning merits for everything as well as credits. So there is the mixture of some, like, you know, pretty short-term projects going on here, and also yeah, some real long-term ones. So anyway, this is the the Fortress Lukozer main docking station. It is a Dodex station, and unlike so many arseholes in this game, this one does not have any struts. And the Dodex station in particular, once it has like all of its struts, because anyone who's going to build a Dodex station with the struts fitted will always go for the maximum amount. So, and with the Dodex, that's 10 of the fucking things, and it makes it look like a giant virus. Very specifically, it's the it's quite a rare virus, but it's the virus that is known in the medical world as the absolute wankers virus, which is perfectly apt because anybody who builds either a Dodex station or a Coriolis station and puts the struts on them is an absolute wanker. So it's extremely apt. Unfortunately, as the Frontier Developments forums have proven on countless occasions, if there's one thing that this game has no shortage of, it's absolute wankers. So if you are going to be going out there for whatever reason and you encounter a Dodex station, it's highly likely that it is going to have struts there. And it just makes the approach, especially if you are, you know, if you're approaching it from the rear, it makes that approach so fucking irritating. Anyway, enough of that. Let's just take a look then. Right, what do the small ones here need? That was only 9% done, so let's go to the mining one. Right, what does this need? Doesn't need any titanium. What about this? Neither of them need titanium. That's quite surprising. Right, but it does need a lot of steel, 2056. So we'll buy in the steel that is needed. So I can bring in 1195. And between us, when it's me and Mick DC bringing in you know, the various materials needed for these sites, between us we are bringing as near as, damn it, 2,400, and I've forgotten the name of the one that I'm going to. So I did fuck up a bit with this. I didn't plan to have them quite so close to each other. Well, as I say, they're, so this is Varela. Oh, okay. It does make them look a lot closer to each other than they actually are. Say they're very nearly 1 megameter apart. But on that display there, yeah, it looks like one's practically on top of the other.
Please exit the station safely and promptly.
So if there is anyone either in the squadron or anyone who simply needs something to do within the game, and they are at a bit of a loose end, then yeah, if you were to come along to this system and help with these builds, it would be much appreciated. And as you've seen from the fact that one of the outposts here has been named the MIC-DC laboratories, if you do enough, yeah, you will earn a naming right. You can get to put your name on the system permanently. Frontier is my favourite of all the elites. It's definitely the best one of the Amiga versions. Frontier I thought was great. I actually think the best of all the elites, it's a slightly controversial opinion, because I think the best one is First Encounters, but very specifically it's the D3D sort of remake stroke fix of it that came along quite a few years after the original one, because yeah, we all know what a state the original one was in. But yeah, it was a great one, that. Never really been interested in trading, but do quite enjoy contributing to the builds. Money is just a little bonus. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just doing like boring old trading trips. It's not interesting gameplay, but it's the kind of thing, certainly in the early days, that players needed to do in order to bump up the credits to, you know, get a decent ship or get a decent upgrade. Of course, now the game throws credits at you like, you know, like anything you get a mention. So it doesn't take you long to amass the credits at all. But I mean, the bottom line is, as I say, you are still going to be earning credits from this. So if that is all you're interested in when you're playing the game, even if you find yourself doing you know, colonisation, and the only reason you're doing it is for credit gain, you will earn credits. Every commodity you bring will earn you a profit. And if you're in the squadron, you'll earn bonus credits, because I've got the primary perk set to yeah, earning bonus credits from each commodity that you bring into the various building sites. Now, this is the only drawback with building on the surface of this planet. This planet has a gravity of 1.8, and it means that the approach is not particularly fast. Yeah, going back to Frontier, I did actually get quite a bit further in Frontier than I did in the original Elite. I mean, in both cases, I got my rank up to dangerous. I don't think I ever got beyond that. Something in the back of my mind is saying that I did manage to reach deadly in Frontier, but I'm not sure about it. But of course, in Frontier, you also had, yeah, the Federation, and yeah, she left that far too late. Elite Challenger. Yeah, you had the Federal ranks, the Imperial ranks, and obviously, yeah, you were earning credits towards new ships, not just no, the upgrades. So yeah, I just thought Frontier was so much better than the original Elite, and I was a big fan of the Newtonian physics flight model. I much preferred that to the original Elite one. Right, here we are, coming in a bit fast, to put it mildly. Well, the shield somehow managed to withstand that. Yeah, I've just got a fine for blocking the landing pad, even though it's because I had the landing gear. I don't know why, but the landing gear at all of these building sites, they keep getting stuck, especially if it's a surface one. So I'm trying to fly away, but because I had the landing gear down and forgot to raise it again, yeah. And then it tells me that, yeah, it's there we are. Well, I better be able to drop my stuff off here, even though I've got anonymous access. Yes, I can. Thank fuck for that. Right. So yeah, only 861 still needed here. But yeah, as you can see, there's a fair bit of stuff that has already been brought in, and yeah, I say Mick DC was responsible for the vast, in fact, yeah, for all except for this part that this lot I've just brought in, the steel here. But everything else that yeah is down to zero, that was his doing. So we made a pretty good start. We're already 35% the way through this. But with sites like this, if you are bringing in a Panther Clipper hold full, so you're looking at, you know, at least 1100, then yeah, the construction progress you're raising by at least 10% every single time you bring stuff in. So it doesn't take all that long to finish, well, these ones. When it comes to building New Southend, yeah, that's going to be a bit more difficult. So, right, we'll head back to Fortress Lukozer. I may do one more run, because that was a total bollocks up. So, we'll see if we can actually do a better run. And then after that, we'll try something else. So, we'll stick within the system, so I'll let you lot decide if it's going to be... we can go bounty hunting in one of the resource extraction sites, which I haven't done in this system yet, or we can go to the planet with the 7 exobiology signals and see what is what there. So yeah, let me know which of those two, and we will do that. Seeing the system slowly taking shape is great. Yeah, that is the thing that is really spurring me on to do this. You see, like, you know, these new settlements are springing up, and so it doesn't take that long to get them built. And now that we are starting to really build up the surface settlements as well, and it's going to result in us getting, you know, a good number of Odyssey missions, you know, for here, and also other systems are going to start getting missions to bring them here. Then yeah, that would be great. Same thing happened to me the other night. Oh, God, because, right, this happens to me a few times. You've seen there, I've come a long way for what's in your hole, don't try and run. You've just seen, I've got rid of it all. But as far as this would-be pirate is concerned, I've still got it. Of course, I also have shields that are only at 25%, so I'm going to run while I can. The thing is, I think they will be able to catch up eventually. It will take them a fair old while, but they will be able to do it. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, yeah, the shields on your Panther Clipper, they're only about like 500 and something. So, did you actually take any hull damage, or was it just the shields that came down? I mean, Panther Clipper shields are not fantastic, no matter what you do to them. But a miner at 1600 with pretty good resistances, that's all right. It's when you consider that you know, an Anaconda with the same shield generator and the same number of shield boosters would have a shield strength in the like 3,500 range. Then you can see that, yeah, the Panther shields are not so great. But I think it's safe to say that that Alliance Challenger, yeah, is not coming back. Don't really like running from fights, but my shields were only on, was it 26%? So, you know, she's certainly persistent. She caught up bloody quick. But, yeah.
The Empire cordially welcomes you. Please complete landing procedures.
She's certainly not going to be doing anything now.
Approval granted. Set down on landing pad 3-2.
So we'll see if we can do a decent landing this time. Choppy, I don't know why. Well, it's usually server related, or at least it is now that I've got my graphics card fixed and back up and running. Right, the fact that yes, I'm wondering if I can pay my fine here. Let's give it a go. No, I can't pay the fine here. So where the... I've also just realised, yeah, some of the options have gone. We did have, as well as the administrative ones, what are the other ones where, yeah, you can pay fines from other systems? They would be in these two options here. So, maybe we should... That's got to be a result of the security level going up here. So maybe we should let it drop again. Well, it will drop a little bit when we finish these other builds. Anyway. Right. So let's take another look at what these need. I think we'll be able to bring in... right, so steel 861. Okay, well, let's get that first. Steel. Alright, steel 861 and copper was 60. Right, what were any of the others? Let's just set the course while we're here. See anything else that I know for a fact is at this station. Right, well, polymers 236, survival equipment only 10. Let's have a look at those. We do have survival equipment here, so we'll just grab 10 of those. I've forgotten how many polymers it was. Jesus Christ. What I should have done was just take a screenshot and then just keep referring to that. Right, polymers 236. Well, I've definitely got room for all of those. Okay, so not a huge amount more, so we'll just grab yeah, a few aluminium, which I know it needs. Right, we are full once again. Now, I've already set the course. I'm trying to see anywhere else. Yeah, so the only places where I've got the yeah, the anonymous access is at construction sites. So how the fuck do I pay off that fine? You know, where would I go in order to pay that? Because I'm sure I can't pay it at the sites there. I've still never been attacked with an empty hold yet. I suspect it will only be a matter of time. Yeah, it's probably it will be only a matter of time. Is why I've not A-rated my power plant and put weapons on the ship. I took about 15% hull damage and hit the planet quite hard at that. I honestly thought it was curtains for me. Interstellar factors has gone. Yeah, that's the thing I was trying to remember the name of. Yeah, so that must be because the yeah, the security level has gone up into the positives. So we need to get the security level back down into the negatives again. Now it's not hugely in the positives, so it won't take long to get it into the negatives, but maybe, yeah, if we were to build like a pirate outpost, that will definitely do the trick.
Orbital flight engaged.
It does look like I have built this place right out in the middle of fuck all nowhere. Until you get to about this sort of distance from it though, it looks like it's in an area that's just completely flat desert. Then you get here, you realise it's absolutely surrounded by these probably not insignificant sort of like hills and mountains. Right, well, it's given me access to the same dock as before. Well, let's do a better job of the approach this time than last time. And let's be honest, couldn't really have made a worse job of it. Well, it's certainly not a good approach, that's for sure. Okay, that's not quite so bad. So it worked out all right.
Landing gear deployed. Docking successful.
Yeah, that was a bit of a hard landing. Took the shields down to 72, but well, there we are. Now, according to this, I can disembark. Well, let's see about that. And if I can disembark, does that mean I can maybe find somewhere to get rid of my finds here? Alright, so that's that lot built. Construction is now over halfway, 56%. Let's see what happens. I've never disembarked at one of these planetary sites before. Doesn't look like there's a great deal I can do.
Warning. Extremely high temperature detected.
Yeah, there isn't going to be anywhere where I can pay off with fine, is there? If there was a terminal here somewhere, that would help. But that's a big if, considering this place is, yeah, it's just a bloody pile of, yeah, there's nothing here. Oh, hang on, what about over there?
Warning. Suit thermal limit exceeded.
Nothing. Right, okay, yeah, this was not a great idea. You can certainly see how big the old Panther Clipper is. I mean, this 500 credit fine is bugger all, but it annoys me that I've got one. I think I can pay it off at the carrier, can't I? I can also now see why planets 1 and 2 you can't build anything on the surface, because this is planet 3 and we've got those heat warnings. And of course planets 1 and 2 even closer. Yeah, probably wouldn't want to be setting foot on those surfaces there. Anyway, so that's a couple of yeah, runs to supply yeah, everything for
Engines engaged.
yeah, building the constructions. So yeah, if there is anyone who is looking for something to do in Elite or Elite Dangerous and thinks, yeah, I can help out with that, then yeah, any help is very much appreciated, especially if you are in the squadron.
Frameshift drive charging.
But yeah, it's clearly not going to make the best sort of, it's not the best video subject matter, so we will head to the carrier, we'll change ships, we'll check out one of the hazardous extraction sites, because yeah, we've still got them here despite despite our security level having gone up quite a bit. So even though we've lost the interstellar factors, we haven't lost the yeah, we haven't lost the hazardous extraction sites, so it could have been a lot worse. So I am going to have to change ship before we go into one of the extraction sites, because, well, it's not even remotely tempting to take a Panzer Clipper into one of those. Now, I haven't visited any of the hazardous extraction sites in this system yet, so I don't know how good they are. I mean, I know one hazardous site is pretty much the same as any other. It's just whether the the random number generator is in your favour on the particular trip that you go there, but we'll see what happens. We'll take the Kestrel in there. Give that thing a bit of a run around in this system. And we'll see if I can pay my fines here, or my one fine. Or is that at the asteroid base? The interstellar factors are, well, I think they were at both. They were definitely at the Dodec base, but now they're not. And I'm sure they were still there earlier today.
We look forward to welcoming you to our carrier.
I mean, we can take a look at the asteroid base and see if they're there. So what I'll do, I'm doing well on my landings today, aren't I? Yeah, when I go to hand in my bounties, we'll go to the asteroid base and see how that is.
Docking successful.
Yeah, Laserjet Jordan here as well. I resorted to flying to 5 kilometres and using the auto dock system. I don't trust myself enough not to crash and lose it all. Docking computers, yeah. You don't need me to remind you what I think of docking computers. Yeah, they were at both. Checked in IRA and it still lists them as present at both. So that's out of date info. So it must have been like a very recent change, i.e. when I just changed or when I just finished that military installation. So we need to drop the security level down to, well, whatever it was before that got put up. So we won't bother with that just yet. So I have no bounty. Yeah, I can't pay fines here. I can only pay bounties. So, I may have to find another system that has interstellar factors. Right, anyway, let's change ship to something that's a bit more manoeuvrable. I mean, a bit more manoeuvrable than a Panther. Yeah, you've got plenty of choice, but yeah, the Kestrel is certainly it. Right, it looks like we've got quite a few, well, two nearby hazardous extraction sites, so let's see how these are. I think it's pretty safe to assume that if they've gone from the Dodec base, they'll also have gone from the asteroid base, but we'll still head there anyway and see, you know, just on the off chance. It's highly unlikely, but you never know.
Frameshift drive charging.
Ship is departing the new 5000.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I mean, it shouldn't take too long to get here, but I was so used to using the Super Cruise overcharge in the SCO drives that it's so tempting to just press the key to use it, even on a short hop like this. But it means that I'll overshoot the target by so much that I'll end up having to cover about 3 times the distance. Of course, I have a reason for coming here now because, yeah, I've got that fine to pay off. I can't afford to lose, you know, my 500 credits from paying that fine, as you can see. Right, let's see what we've got. Well, that's not a bad start. He's only a master. 676,000. I mean, he'll do. Doesn't look like he's got a shield cell, mate, which is extremely welcome. They are really annoying.
Scan
There you go. I mean, alright, it was only a master, but nevertheless, Anaconda, and it didn't stand a hope in hell. Has it dropped anything good? It's dropped a couple of bits that, alright, I thought I needed a couple. In fact, he's only dropped one thing that I need. So, I'll nab them. It looks like this fucking, I was going to say, I think that Asp Explorer had his sight set on these. There we go. Right, Imperial Clipper, that's bound to be wanted. Let's see what he's all about. He's only a master. He's in a wing. 506 grand though for a master clipper. I'll definitely have some of that. So someone took his shields down and then pretty much left him. I'm not sure where his wingman is, but they're clearly firing away at us. Okay, so somehow he went down, even though his shields were still up. I'll take it anyway. So, Fed Assault Ship Wingman, I've no idea. Actually, it looks like this is the main ship, and the Imperial Clipper was, he was the wingman. Got him down at 26. I wanted to get him down before his shields came back up. I mean, Fed Assault Ship shields are not that great, so it won't take much to bring them down again. There you go, that should be him done. Ramming was not quite what I had in mind to finish him off. That was a very low payout for him. Right, I've not got a huge amount else here. I think both of these Asp Explorers are wanted. I think that might be the one that scanned me earlier. I think he was looking at running. Oh, he's not running now. Right, let's take a look at this one. Now, he's in a wing of 3. I've no idea who his wingmen are. But I guess I will find out soon enough. Well, his wingmen are nowhere to be seen, and he's pretty much ignoring me.
Under attack.
Okay, now his wingmen are firing. Alright, that's him down. So his wingmen, they're only eagles. And it's only a competent eagle at that, so I don't think this is going to take a lot of, yeah. And the other one's also only a competent. So it's his villa I'm taking out today. You get the impression it was a Blake 7 fan that came up with that name. Anyway, that's him done.
Target destroyed.
Another Asp Explorer. Now, this one's deadly, so this, well, should pay a reasonable amount. No, it isn't. 200 grand. Oh well. He's here. May as well take him and all. Doesn't look like he's got a shield cell bank either, which I'm quite okay with. I've been scanned by 2 while I'm here. Him done. Right, well. Okay, dangerous vulture might pay a reasonable amount. Let's have a look. It's not fantastic, but give him a go. Didn't need that. Shields are offline. That's not exactly an orthodox way of doing it. Well, he blew himself up there by, yeah, ramming me like that. Oh, right. Well, that's some of him. What's he paying? 420 for an Anaconda. I mean, okay, he is only a master. He's completely ignoring me, which, yeah, proved to be a very bad idea. He's already down. Right. well, I'll take the core dynamics composites because they are a grade 5. I can bloody see them. That's one way of picking them up. Alright, where are these? Again, well, unorthodox way of doing it, but grab the refined focus crystals. I'll need a few of these.
Cargo scoop deployed.
Is that everything? Yeah, I think so. Compound shielding, yeah, they're fine. Yeah, right, that's the lot. Got another Imperial Clipper.
Retracted.
See what he's all about. He's only an expert. Right, can you do a favour and check the market information button for your Dodec in the system info page? Mine has been greyed out for weeks. Right, let's take a look. Dodec, market information, yeah, that's greyed out. So, yeah. I can't check that either. See?
Target destroyed.
So we have a Fed gunship. They're not always wanted in these sites. But this one is. What's he paying? It's not brilliant, but it looks like he started on another ship.
Target shields offline. Target cargo controlled.
Should be in done. Yeah.
Target destroyed.
So 4 million. Right. Well, I did say that we would check the yeah, the asteroid base. I think it's highly unlikely that it will be there. You know, the interstellar factors will be there, but we'll give it a go.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I think I stopped that a little bit early. I haven't quite mastered the yeah, when to stop the Super Cruise overcharge. I normally are either, you know, far too early or far too late. Hey, look at that. We're still like 54 seconds away from it. Do you use flight assist? Yes. Yeah, I'm not great with flight assist off, to put it mildly. It does mean that the old Kestrel, although I mean, it's a properly decent ship, it's ludicrously overpowered, but one of the sort of like main features of it is its, you know, immense manoeuvrability. I don't really get too much of that because, yeah, I'm just flying it as, you know, a regular small ship.
Landing gear deployed.
Landing complete. Initiating ship lockdown. The Imperial Flight Operations Bureau wishes you a pleasant and productive
Right,
mission.
let's take a look. Yeah, so yeah, they've gone from here as well, which I think we were pretty certain was going to be the case. But there should be one at. He's given me a system here. And it's quite close. We have Weebob and we have Erodian, who is, yeah, surprisingly late arriving. A lack of notification. Yeah, normally you're commenting within like seconds of this thing starting, but not this time. Ah, here we are. Well, this is the the nearest inhabited system. I've never been here, so but according to Inara, this place has interstellar factor. So let's go there and just to get this bloody fine cleared, because I hate having fines hanging about.
Detachment sequence complete. You may proceed when ready.
Frameshift drive charging.
You are clear to resume predetermined
See what
flight
we've
path.
got
Thank
waiting
you,
for us
Commander.
here.
Have a splendid journey.
I mean, I assume it must have something half decent in here, otherwise it wouldn't have been colonised.
4, 3, 2,
We've got a long old jump here. There we go. Right, let's quickly scan everything here. No shortage of gas giants by the looks of it. There's only 30 bodies in the system. Let's, yeah. Plenty of gas giants here, but very few of them seem to have ring systems.
system scan.
There we go. Certainly nothing worth mapping here. Well, it's the closest starport. Ridiculously close. I was able to resist the temptation of building a starport that's orbiting the primary star. I just, yeah, I'm not too sure about that one. I guess if your primary economy is military, then yeah, it's not so bad, but otherwise, yeah, I wouldn't say it's a great place to put a starport. Oh yeah, of course it fucking is. Right, underneath. So there you go, what I was saying earlier. Yeah. Absolute wankers. I mean, at least, you know, I should be grateful that it is only a Coriolis, so it's only got 4 of them, not a Dodet with 10 of the things. Oh, fucking hell, there's my...
You are not authorized to be in this area. Leave immediately.
I kind of forgot about... and I got another fine. Well, at least I can pay the fine off here.
Scan detected.
It's going well, isn't it?
Permission authorized. Cleared for landing on pad 1-4.
So I've now got 2 fines to pay off here. But at least it is only fines, it's not bounties, it's not going to put me fuck knows where. The number of times I do that though, I enter a docking station and forget to send the
Attention,
request.
Commander. You need to reduce your speed.
Deployed.
Right.
Docking complete. Engaging docking restraints.
But it does have the legal facilities, so we can pay off the second fine. Right, so that's that one done. And there's the other one. Yeah, I had to pay a bit more, but it's 625. I can live with it. Well, I can't hand in universal cartographics. I'm actually not too worried about that because there's a system not too far away. In fact, it's the system I was in when we first started the stream. They still have all of the power play stuff there. They've managed to get the Emperor's influence. So if I was to hand in my bounties there, say it's currently 4 million. If I was to hand them into that system, I'll get about 10 million. And if I was to hand in the universal cartographic data, which I've got, I haven't got a hell of a lot, but I have got some, not least this system that I just scanned. I'll then get merits there as well. And there is one system in that, one docking station rather, in that system where I can hand in data. It is another Dodec station, but they actually didn't build it with struts. I could barely believe it when I saw it myself, but yeah, it is true. Right, so let's head back to our system then. And yeah, something I haven't done for quite a while. We'll start by heading back to the carrier so I can change shift. But yeah, I want to check out the planet. I think it's this one. Which, okay, it might still be this planet. No, it isn't. Where's the one that has... Oh, I've got to be in the system, haven't I, before it will tell me. But one of those moons has 7 biologicals. So we'll do a bit of exobiology, because I haven't done that for a little while.
Ship uncoupled. Maintain correct lane on exit.
Unless, of course, no one is even remotely interested in seeing exobiology, but if I try going behind us, yeah, all those epoxy hammer things are going to hit us, so we'll go into super cruise first.
Charging.
That's that orca that's mass locking us.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
It is handy having a system quite close to ours where it still has interstellar factors, but I would still like to lower our security rating so that we would get that back as well. Yeah, that wasn't quite so bad, that one. Right, where are we? Much longer jump times around the last few days, quite annoying. Actually, I've been pretty lucky. It happens every now and then, but it's not a huge amount. Another fine, how he make ends meet. I mean, it is really tough, but I mean, somehow I've got to make that stretch, you know. 49.3 billion. What am I supposed to do with that? It's a good job that there's plenty of credits to be made in colonisation, because otherwise, yeah, I'd be struggling. Yeah, if you ever find yourself at a loose end there, Erodian, there are a few builds in this system, one of which is kind of take a bit of doing. So yeah, any help is very much appreciated, to put it mildly. I say I would be doing it myself, but it doesn't make for the most interesting of videos. Mind you, there are plenty who would say that exobiology doesn't make for the most interesting of videos, and I would normally be one of them, but it's been so long since I last did any that I just think, yeah, fuck it, let's give it a go.
Docking request approved. Head to your allocated pad.
Landing gear deployed.
Yeah. Well, we made it down anyway.
Landing complete. Clamps engaged. Welcome, Commander.
Now, actually, while we're here, we can now actually take a look and see which of the planets it is. Or rather, which of the moons it is. So, right, it's not that one. That one only has the one. No, it's not the one I was thinking of. That's it, right, 7. So, because I think there's one that has biological, yeah, 1, and yeah, you might recognise who first mapped that one. So, there we go. But yeah, so it's Moon 10C that has the 7 biological. So I can't remember if it has like fungoida and that, in which case it's going to be in mountainous areas. It probably does, but I'll still risk it anyway, and we'll take the Cobra Mark 5. Alright, so we want 10C. There it is. Right. Let's take a look.
has liftoff.
I have tried Elite Dangerous a few times, and in VR it's impressive, but a bit of a learning curve which I haven't spent enough time learning yet. Still keep wanting to give it a go though. Yeah, I think I mean, when it started,
Frameshift drive charging.
yeah, it was a bit of a grind because there wasn't a vast amount in it to do.
2, 1, engage.
But it's long since past that point now. It's now, if anything, completely the opposite. Completely opposite end of it. It's now, if you're just starting out, it's almost like overwhelming. You know, fucking, what do you do first? But I mean, I'd obviously much rather have a game that's like that than a game that has you, you know, yeah, you've seen everything there is to see in the first, 10 minutes. And this no longer has that problem. H.G. Wells' Legacy. I'll point out that one. I didn't rename that. That's the name that was chosen for that particular construct. But yeah, I rather lucked out with that one. It's a great name, especially for a sci-fi fan who's in a sci-fi game. Stick with it. Sometimes Elite Dangerous is a game that actually hates you as a player. Use the communities, especially in Naira and a few apps like ED, Materials Helper and SRV Survey, and it becomes much easier. Yeah, using, online stuff that helps out is, I mean, to be honest, if I hadn't, if I hadn't been using Naira, I probably wouldn't have made anything like the sort of progress that I have made in this game. I want to make sure we are on the daylight side. See what we are going to be checking. So, right, we got Bacterium, Cactoida is in very limited places. Fungoida, yeah, it's all in the mountainous areas. Stratum I would definitely want to be looking at. Right, well, let's make sure we land in a Cactoida area, and there should be several other things along with them.
Orbital flight engaged.
So if you land in this patch here, looks like we can land without too many issues. Should be alright. I mean, it's not like the Cobra Mark V is a huge thing. Oh, there you go. It looks absolutely fine.
Landing gear deployed.
They're all rocks. I thought they might have been stratum. Okay, so we got Cactoida there. let's see what we can see. So yeah, there's a cactoida. How many? Sort of like. I could see something over in the distance there. Right, we'll scan this one. Right, so we've got to now find 2 other cactoida before we start looking for anything else. That looks promising over there. I probably should have used the SRV, but we're here now. See, from here that looks more like either tussocks or frutexa. Yeah, it is. Alright, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll closer to it. It's definitely frutexa. Now let's see what else we got around here. Not seeing any other cactoida, so we'll change what we're sampling. Right, now we saw another lot over here. They will definitely be far enough away. So they're good. So we need one more. We'll head back to the ship because there was some right by it. And then when we're there, we'll rescan those cactoida again. And we'll go looking for some more of those. I mean, that paint job on the Cobra 5 there is supposed to be ruby, but it looks more like sort of pink or magenta or something. Didn't hear anything. That's not good. I'm sure there were some just at the north end of where the ship was. Yeah, right there. Unless, don't tell me they're tussocks. No, they are good. Right, so that's one of the 7 done. Right, back to the cactoida. So we've got 1.1. I know that exobiology is not like one of the favourite things to do in the game, but if you are wanting to make, like, you know, shitloads of credits whilst doing very little, exobiology is really hard to beat. It pays really, really high, and you really don't need to do a great deal. Alright, yeah, we got some more cactoida here. Let's land. Surely these will be in range. Yeah, easy. Right. Right. So we're up to 1.2. Right, okay, so any that we find along this way now will certainly be in range to be scanned. Orphic taxa. This looks good. Yeah. Alright, so that's 2. So I need another 5. I'm not seeing a vast amount here. So it might be an idea to go back into space and look for another area.
Landing gear retracted.
So while we're doing that, what else we got here? Bloody hell, my name in lights. Yeah, there you go, Erodian name definitely in lights there. I came from PC, came to PC from console a year or so ago, and it was still pretty overwhelming. What with all the new power play and all the new Surface stuff. Yeah, and the other thing is that the console players, of course, missed out on a hell of a lot of stuff in, as far as the Thargoid War, which I mean, I thought the Thargoid War was really well done, and it really, like, quickly just became a way of printing credits. It was so simple, so easy to you know, do whatever the fuck you wanted. Right, let's just take a look at what else we got. Osseous are a real pain in the arse, but Stratum can be really valuable. I would like to get those scanned. Yeah, these craters, they're usually a good place to find stratum. So, so yeah, as I was saying, yeah, the Thargoid War, yeah, was really well done. So much so that obviously we recently had this second war, or at least an attempt at a second war over, you know, these new plants that are found. I can't remember the name of them. I mean, it's really not that important. And I think Frontier Developments sort of like inadvertently may have discovered the future of warfare, or better yet, the future of ending warfare, because the war basically stopped because no one bothered turning up for it. No one was interested. Oh, what we got over here? That looks like stratum there. It is. It's not the super valuable one, but it certainly ain't bad. Alright. We got tussocks over there, but we'll get the stratum first and then we'll worry about tussocks afterwards. The range with tussocks is a lot shorter than the range for stratum, so yeah, we'll get the stratum done first. Also got bacterium around here as well, so yeah, there's at least 3 we'll be able to get from here. Yeah, these are good. Yeah, I've landed on another patch of tussocks here. There's even the yeah, we've got a bit of everything here. There's the osseous were there. Right, so that's the stratum done. So yeah, tussocks are over here. We'll get them done. We should be able to get all 3 of these done in more or less the same place. That patch is fairly small. Let's head up over this way. Yeah, so there's the osseous over there. There's the next patch of tussocks there. They will, surely they will be in range. Yeah, they are. Alright, that's 2. Let's head in this direction. Alright. Is that? No, that's just a really small rock. Oh, I think there's some, yeah, mixed in with those stratum there. Yep, there you go. Now, how far's the ship? Not very, by the looks of it. 334. Now, Osseous need to be at least 700 apart. So that one there, yeah, is still going to be way too close for these ones here. See, Osseous are certainly a lot rarer than bacteria, and they pay more, but bacteria will be easier to find. Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll go with the Osseous and hope we can spot them from the air. So, Osseous spiralis, I've scanned, I think I've scanned all of the variants of that one. Although Osseous can be a real pain in the ass to try and find, the worst one by a fucking mile is Osseous fractus, which thankfully is not here. Alright, so I'm going to check on the chats. I like New Southend, not on C as a name. How much stuff though? Let's just say you're not going to do it in one trip. It needs over 60,000 steel. It needs, I think it's something like 35,000 CMM composites. I mean, yeah, it needs a hell of a lot. Remember the days of jumping the Beagle Point in my 37 Lightyear Asp Explorer? That was a pain. Yeah, I've still never been to Beagle Point, and I'm not sure I ever will, to be honest. I actually didn't know you could get out of the ship. Well, you can if you have Odyssey. If you don't have Odyssey, no, you're not going to bother. First discovered stratum tectonicus, 100 million of pop. Yeah, I mean, that's the big one. That's the one you really want to get. I did a few sets of bios on freshly discovered systems where I took a tangent route from DW3, 46 million for the samples and 240 million bonus. Yeah, that's yeah, the so if you are after credits, exobiology is the way to go easily. Radicoida, that's the thing I was thinking about earlier, yeah. Right. Let's see if we can find some more of these Osseous. So, right, any we find will be in range, or should certainly be in range. We've got a couple over here, so let's take a look. Yep, these are good. Right, so just another one of those. We also know that the bacteria is going to be around here somewhere, so we can take a look for them as well. I think that one was just too close, the one we just flew over, but any we encounter now will certainly be fine as far as the range goes. I think I can see one in the distance over here. Yep. So the only things we still need to find are bacteria and fungoida. Fungoida can be a massive pain in the arse to find. So much so I may not even bother looking for them, but we certainly want to get the bacteria. That should be an easy one to get. Obviously with the bacteria being rather flat, yeah, we'll be pretty much facing the ground in order to find it. I mean, I did see one earlier, and yeah, and here's one here. Seen a couple there and another one there, but they're too close. So now they'll be fine, and look at this lot. Right, so I just need one more of these, and that'll be 6 of the exobiology found on here. So they should be in range, certainly be in range now. When they crop up, there they are. Right, so that's 6 of the 7 found. Well, we'll head into space and we'll see how the fungoida look from orbit. But yeah, this is always one of the most difficult ones to get. They're usually, well, Yeah, they are usually only in mountainous areas.
Frameshift drive
So landing is going to be a pain in the arse.
4, 3, 2.
And that's if you can see the things anyway. So, right. Toilet fungoider. I mean, you can see a very light patch there. Yeah, because it's mountainous area. I mean, we'll take a look. I'm not going to look too long and hard for these things though, so these are probably the worst to try and find. I've got 6 already, so I've already made, you know, a pretty good amount of credits. I think it would just about cover those finds. Why did it say we were dropping too close? We can land here, as I have done it on plenty of occasions. Maybe I was coming in at too gentle an angle.
Frameshift drive charging. 4,
Mind you, I'm not even in the drop zone.
1. Engage.
I did notice a reasonable amount of stuttering while we were flying around here, so I think the servers are at their usual sort of, you know, great, yeah, their usual great level, i.e. shit. Yeah. Yeah. We're trying to land in amongst this lot. So normally, if I'm looking for Fungoider, I will be in a Viper Mark IV. Because of all the small ships, that's the one that has the smallest, well, apart from a Sidewinder, it has the smallest sort of like, you know, area it takes up. But, I mean, a Sidewinder, you can't put much in the way of equipment in it, so the Viper 4 is probably your best bet. I'm not in a Viper 4, I'm in a Cobra 5, so the other thing of course is, yeah, the blue markings shows you the terrain where you can find the Fungoider. It doesn't show you where the Fungoider actually is, so you've still got to fly around and hope like fuck that you actually, you know, encounter some. Like this. So now I've got to try and land here. Well, let's give this a go. There we are. Now, Fungoider only need to be 300 metres apart, so if there is another patch, it will almost certainly have the range, but yeah, we've got to find it first. I can't remember how much Fungoider Cetisis pays, but I know it's not fantastic. To be honest, none of the Fungoiders pay, like, you know, huge amounts. They're certainly not going to rival Stratum Tectonicus or what's the what's the one that's worth, like, you know, 30 million a pop? Right, some more here. We've really lucked out here. don't give me that unsuitable terrain shit. It was fine when I was trying to touch down. So yeah, it says it's fine. There we go. Right. Alright, here we go. So you just need to find one more lot of this lot, and that's everything on this moon. Hint for exobiology: never use a Caspian. God. Yeah, that's certainly a good hint there. Yeah, the Caspian's a weird one because, I mean, yeah, if you're going to do like a really long distance exploration trip, then it's great. You know, especially if you're going to be using neutron stars. Jump range is fantastic. But all of its other, like, you know, unique modules they're used for while you are moving around planet surfaces. But this is a large ship. Are you ever really going to be doing much sort of landing on planet surfaces while you're in a Caspian? I mean, you need an area the size of London just to be able to land the thing. Don't like the look of that area there. None of the areas look particularly great. Alright. Quite a big old patch. There we go. Did alright there. And they are good. So there we go, that's all 7 on that moon. So let's head to the docking station and see how much this lot was worth. So yeah, we'll head to Fortress.
Landing gear retracted.
That's quite handy, it being more or less directly overhead.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Right, 95 minutes for a carrier jump. Is that right now? Transferring my pants at your colony system will probably get cracking delivering stuff tomorrow. I'd say, yeah, even if you do just one delivery, it certainly helps massively. There are 3 constructions currently underway in the system, but yeah, if you can focus on the big one, it'd be fantastic. So a lot of the commodities you can get within the system, especially the metals. So yeah, if you don't want to, do too much in the way of having to head off to other systems, then don't worry about that. There's a lot of the commodities that are available right here. See, that's a couple of other things that I did, and I did do it deliberately with this system. I did notice that there are a lot of moons that have not been mapped, and I didn't bother, so that anyone else in the squadron, or indeed anyone else who feels like it, can come along, get their name on the map by being the first to map those planets. Also, there's quite a few moons that have no one's ever set foot on them, so the first footfall is up for grabs there as well. I mean, you don't get any bonus for being the first to map or the first footfall, but you do get your name on the map there, so everyone can see it for ever and ever are fucking men.
Landing gear deployed.
Also, just remembered, yeah, if I took these to, if I took this exobiology data to that other system
Enjoy your stay, Commander.
where the Emperor's power play is, they would be, I'd get merits for this as well. But I want to see how much this is worth. I don't want to have to go all the way to, that other system, especially as I can't remember which one it is, in order to do it.
Hello? Did you collect any interesting biodata during your travels?
Alright,
Well,
let's
let's see
what
what you've got for us.
Okay, so it's not fantastic, 13,154,000, but well, there you go, and I was the first to scan the fungoider, so I got a bonus of 6,680,000 for that one, so I made just shy of 20 million.
Can I help
So-
you with anything else? Vista thanks you for your contribution.
So you could go and scan all that lot, or you could go and scan one stratum tectonicus and make more. So yeah, okay. So value wise it's not great. Let's have a look and see if there are any missions available in any of our settlements yet. Combat ones, of course. Alright. So hostiles are Guild Command Garrison, yeah, okay, that's our military one. This is probably the same one here then, is it? Yeah. We haven't got very many places built yet, so out the Whining Forum, there's someone wanted there. There's another new, Pace Pharmaceuticals. So it's, I have to admit, it's great seeing these settlements that I put up, well, me and Mick DC put up, seeing them actually listed here for missions. But there's still plenty more that we need. Yeah, we are going to be putting up here. So yeah, we won't be doing any of those just yet. But once they are all up, yeah, we'll be doing plenty of them then. Right, where else are we? The big worst one, right? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the worst one to do. That's the one we want you to do. So yeah, you're sorted. One feature I wish they would add is being able to pin materials needed for constructions. Yeah, I wish that was the case. Right now, I just take pictures with my phone and refer to those. Yeah, I take screenshots and then refer to them, because otherwise, well, I think you might have missed it. But yeah, earlier I was having to go back to the galaxy map or the system map about 3 or 4 times just to check on, you know, what I was getting. Seriously, use ED Materials Helper. It tracks and updates your requirements and delivery. Use it on a second screen, no need for paper. Yeah, I mean, my second screen is not fantastic, but at least I have one. So, yeah, I mean, that could be something that's certainly worth considering. So, Inara is pretty good. Yeah, I think Inara is great. I use Inara for everything. I didn't actually know that. Yeah, you Erodian there. I didn't know you used Inara because I've looked for you on there a few times, and I don't remember seeing you on there. Anyway, we'll head back to the carrier. I think it's getting near to the time where we will draw this to a close. So I'll head to the carrier, change back to my Panther Clipper and resume the...
Landing coupler disengaged. You are reminded to observe safe speed.
yes, the runs for commodities. I mean, I see a lot of ships like this. It's a novice, and it's flying around with no shields. I mean, that's... I just think that's ludicrous. Why on earth would you fly around with no shields? I mean, I remember like a few years ago, I used to have a cargo ship. I think it was an Imperial cutter, and I had that set up with no shields. Yeah, it's a bit too much of a risk, if you ask me. But as I've said in plenty of these videos, if it works for you, then it's all right. Just because there's no way I would do it does not mean I'm then going to sit here and say, if you do that, you're playing it wrong. There are plenty of other players who will do that, but yeah, I'm not one of them. It does really fucking irritate me when you have people who do like guides on YouTube, and they do quite literally sit there and say, if you don't do it this way, you're doing it wrong. Fuck off. If you're doing it a different way and it works for you, then it's right. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. You know, one day I will actually get an encoded material from one of these ships in this area that I'm scanning. I mean, there's very few that I actually need, but yeah, I do still need some. Well, there we are. I think, yeah, that's
Commence shutdown.
a good place to draw this to a close. Let's, I will just quickly change ship. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing in Elite Dangerous of late, colonising this system, and yeah, it's coming along really well. And I suspect that if I was to do another stream like this time next week, there would be, yeah, a huge number of additional settlements on that setup. Chances are I won't do another Elite Dangerous stream though until we've got this system pretty much fully built up. Now that is going to take a while because once this loads up, yeah, there's 36 spaces available in, like, you know, orbit and all that. Now I very much doubt I will use all 36 of those. I probably use another 4 or 5, but probably no more than that. But the 48 surface sites, I have every intention of using all of them. So it is going to take a while. It's saying there are 4 active constructions, but yeah, it's because I've not rebooted since we finished the this one here. But yeah, that's the one orbiting one that it's showing there. The only ones that are still going at the moment are the 3 surface ones here, and they are all on this planet. They're all on planet 3. So yeah, this one 56% done, so it's not too bad. This one 9% done, so I mean, well, something's there, but and this is the big one. So yeah, Herodian. This is what you're looking at bringing. So 42,282 aluminium, and then that one gets cut off at the top there, and that is everything else. 60,984 steel, 40,656 CMM composites, 34,560 titanium. It's going to take a bit. I'm bearing in mind that this particular planet-side base, it's the size of a city. So I suppose when you look at it that way, it's not surprising that it's going to use up, you know, so many commodities in order to build the thing. But you know, it is what it is. Okay, let's take one last look at the chat here. Yeah, Inara is what I use to find nearest system, which has the commodities which aren't in the local system. Yeah, I do exactly the same thing. Inara is where I go if I'm looking for that. Inara is now my go-to site for stuff like that ever since EDDB shut down. I didn't even know EDDB had shut down, but I've used Inara pretty much, well, yeah, it's pretty much the only sort of like third-party site I use for a while. There are a couple of smaller ones that I use occasionally, but yeah, for the vast majority of the time, it's always this. Encoding material is the worst, most ball-aching thing in the game. I mean, normally with encoding materials, I mean, I agree, it is a real fucking grind. But thankfully I do have quite a lot of them. So now all I do is I go to the Jameson Cobra website, Jameson Cobra crash site. This is what everyone does, I think. You know, stock up on the grade 5 and the grade 4s that you get from there. I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head. And then go to a trader. Thankfully I don't have to trade very many of them in order to max out, you know, the few that still need to be maxed out. It's certainly not the sort of thing that I would, you know, do right from the get-go, you know, because it will take you an absolute age to, you know, find or fill you encoding materials that way, but yeah, yeah, encoding material hunting is not my favourite thing to do. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Mick DC. Yeah, I second that. Yeah, I usually resort to going to the Jameson crash site and trading up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's what we all do. That's a version of how I agree. Yeah. It's CMM that's going to be the twat. Yeah, it is. The CMMs, because they are not available in my system. So, listen to me, in my system, but they're not available in this system. So, yeah, we've got to look elsewhere for those, and of course, they're only available from surface ports. So, that's going to be the thing that's really going to probably be the longest. I don't think they'll be the last thing to actually be finished at that construction site, but yeah, it is going to take a while. And Peter arrives just as we were about to draw it to an end. Late to the party again. Yeah, I'm afraid so. Had a good stream so far. It's not been too bad. Just showing the system that is currently being colonised, and trying to rope a few people into help build this enormous bloody great surface port here. So there we are. That is this one very much done. Like I say, I don't know when the next Elite Dangerous stream is going to be, but there will be a lot more surface settlements built by then. So we'll probably end up doing some Odyssey missions in the next one. And sometime between now and that next ED stream, I will get the Train Simulator Classic program sorted out, get that back up and running again. So yeah, those requests, I've got 3 that are outstanding. They will get done. I can absolutely guarantee that. So if LaserJet Jordan is still watching, your request will get done. I'm not gonna forget about it. So yeah, there are certainly videos and live streams in the pipeline, which normally I just say I haven't got a fucking clue when I'm going to do anything else. So this is a step up from that anyway. So but there we go. That is what's that? By the way, wearing glasses, did I catch that? Yeah, the last couple of days. Everything has been so blurry and that now I've had to resort to these. These are only reading glasses. They're helping a bit, but not by very much. I need to get a proper pair. Being able to see would actually be a bit advantageous, shall we say? But there we go. So that is most definitely this one done. So now go away.